Every second, trillions of dollars change hands in global markets. But look closely, most of that money is in one currency, the US dollar. Today, we dive deep into what makes the dollar so powerful and why, despite rising global challenges, it still remains the master key in world finance. Let's go back to the aftermath of World War II. The United States emerged not only as a military victor, but also as the world's economic powerhouse. In 1944, leaders from across the globe gathered in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire, to design a new financial system. They agreed to peg major currencies to the US dollar, which was in turn convertible to gold. This groundbreaking decision set the stage for the US dollar to become the global reserve currency. When the gold standard ended in 1971, a bold move by President Nixon, transition could have signaled the downfall of the dollar, but instead the inherent strengths of the American economy and its financial systems carried the dollar forward. Today, the strength of U.S. institutions, its advanced financial markets, and the trust placed by nations around the globe have solidified the dollar's dominance, even in a multipolar world where other powerhouses are rising. At the heart of the dollar's enduring power are several core pillars. The United States has one of the deepest, most liquid, and best regulated financial markets in the world. U.S. Treasuries, widely regarded as one of the safest assets, offer global investors a secure haven during economic storms. This trust isn't just about economics, it's rooted in the strength of U.S. institutions, a legal system known for fairness, transparent regulatory bodies, and a political system that, despite its flaws, often delivers stability. Perhaps the most ingenious aspect of the dollar's dominance is the petrodollar system. Ever since the 1970s, oil, the engine driving modern economies, has been priced and traded exclusively in U.S. dollars. As countries around the world scramble to buy oil, they must first acquire dollars, thereby reinforcing global demand. In effect, the oil trade continuously refuels the dollar's ubiquity in international transactions. Most international trade and borrowing are conducted in dollars. Governments, banks, and corporations issue debt and hold reserves in U.S. currency, creating a self-sustaining cycle where the dollar is needed and used in multiple economic activities. Over 60% of global reserves are held in dollars, meaning that the world's central banks keep dollars as the ultimate insurance against economic uncertainty. Another layer of the dollar's influence is its role as a tool of geopolitical strategy. The ability of the United States to impose economic sanctions on other nations and have those sanctions widely adhered to stems in part from the dollar's dominance. When a transaction is conducted in dollars, it flows through channels like SWIFT, giving the U.S. and its allies the power to freeze assets and control funds. This economic leverage not only influences nations' behaviors, but also establishes the dollar as more than just a medium of exchange. It becomes a strategic asset. No system is without its challenges. Several alternatives to the dollar have emerged, each attempting to chip away its global dominance. The euro, for instance, was intended to unify Europe into a single financial power, but internal differences among member countries and challenges in economic integration have limited its global appeal. China's yuan, bolstered by a rapidly growing economy, seems promising at first glance, yet the yuan faces significant hurdles. It's not fully convertible, and China's capital controls limit its appeal to global investors. Moreover, without the extensive legal and financial frameworks underpinning the US dollar, the yuan struggles to gain the same level of trust. Beyond these emerging proposals, like a BRICS currency or the rise of cryptocurrency, have raised eyebrows. While these new ideas ignite discussions about a potential multipolar financial future, none have yet achieved the liquidity, stability, and global acceptance necessary to dethrone the dollar. So why does the dominance of the US dollar matter? Beyond its role in trade, finance, and geopolitics, the dollar is a linchpin in the everyday workings of the global economy. Its dominance enables the United States to maintain lower borrowing costs and run larger deficits, advantages that fuel its economic and military might. For other nations, reliance on the dollar can be a double-edged sword. While it provides stability, it also exposes them to U.S. policy changes and economic sanctions. In times of global crisis, for example, investors seek refuge in dollars, but that very inflow can intensify U.S. influence over international financial conditions. Furthermore, as technology advances and the global economy becomes more interconnected, debates continue over the future of the international monetary system. The confluence of trust, liquidity, and global necessity currently keeps the dollar in charge. The future, however, remains uncertain. As the global order shifts and new economic powers arise, efforts to de-dollarize are gaining traction in parts of the world, But while these initiatives may chip away at the dollar's hegemony over time, no alternative system has yet matched its unique combination of stability, security, and global reach. The question remains, how long can the current system persist before a new paradigm emerges?